Coming up on today's show, we got some recipes right from your mother's kitchen. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rhonda Fitterer.
And I'm Laverne Dede.
And we got some recipes that literally are from my mother's kitchen. We have a peaches and cream cheesecake, which I don't know if our viewers can see how yellowed this card is. This is personally typed by my mom on a manual typewriter not so long ago. And we also got this is a peaches and cream cheesecake.
Yes, very, very good. Simple, but excellent.
Well, you had me at cheesecake.
Oh, okay.
And then mother's ham casserole. So, comfort food.
Absolutely. You
Yes.
know, and casseroles are getting to be such a big thing anymore because, you know, you can put them together and they always make great leftovers and you just put all your favorite fixings together.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. For those of you that want to cook along with us, get your pen and paper. These are the ingredients that you're going to need. For the ham, the mother's ham casserole, you're going to need 2 cups of cubed peeled potatoes, a large carrot sliced, 2 celery ribs chopped, 3 cups of water, 2 cups of cubed fully cooked ham, 2 tablespoons of green pepper, 2 tablespoons of onion, butter. We're going to need some flour, milk, salt, pepper, and of course cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, and some breadcrumbs.
Yep. It's not too difficult, is it?
Not too difficult, but it is going to be wonderful.
Yep. Something I think everybody will have in their kitchen.
Absolutely. And on the dessert side, for what you're going to need for your cheesecake, we're going to have flour, baking powder, salt, a package of vanilla pudding, not instant. I guess that's pretty important.
Correct. Yep.
We're going to need some butter, egg, milk, and we're going to need some cream cheese, some peaches, and there's a bunch of stuff in here that I'm going to have to decipher because it's not all at the top. Sugar and cinnamon, and we will go through it. So just listen as we go along and make sure I didn't forget any of these
Well, as you
ingredients.
can see, it's a recipe from a long time ago before we really typed ingredients separate and instructions and stuff. These are
Well, this was the manual typewriter. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding.
right. All right. Okay.
All right, let's get started.
All right. First of all, we're going to come over here. We're going to, what makes this casserole really nice, you know, you're using potatoes, carrots, celery, and ham. We're going to pre-cook our vegetables and potatoes beforehand. We're going to saute the ham and that also.
Okay.
So once you have all this hot, you put it in your casserole, it's not going to take very long to make.
All right.
So I'm going to put my burner on here, and I'm going to add my 2 cups of cubed potatoes.
All right.
There, and it says 2 ribs of celery. You know, chopped there, and I did that, and then 1 large carrot. This is a carrot from your Aunt Mary's garden. She had some carrots, so it's a large carrot.
She used some Miracle Grow, I think.
Okay, and so I'm going to just get a little bit of water here. Now, it had said, 3 cups and the 3 cups of water was to be put in here. Now, I'm not going to use 3 cups of water. I mean, this kettle here, you actually kind of cook with less water.
Okay.
And because you do drain it, you don't want to use, lose some of your nutrients by draining the water.
Okay.
So we're going to put a little bit less in there. And it's going to depend upon what kind of kettle that you have. So I've got about a cup of water in there.
Okay.
And I'm going to just put my lid on there and let that bring to a boil and just kind of cook about 10 minutes until they get, starting to get soft. So
Okay.
like I said, it's not going to take long for that to bake in the oven after we get it going. We're going to put our on here, and I'm going to use, we have 7 tablespoons of butter divided here. And I'm going to put half of that in right away.
Okay.
In my pan, and we're going to saute the green pepper, onion, and ham together.
All right,
Just,
perfect.
you know, and sauteing that with the ham with the onion and green pepper, that's going to just bring on a nice flavor. And that
Absolutely.
too. So we'll just get this melted. And start with a big enough skillet because you saute that, and then we're going to be able to add our vegetables in there. And then we're going to make like a white sauce to pour over the potatoes and the ham when we put it in the oven.
Okay.
So,
Well, you definitely won the prize for the biggest saucepan I've ever seen.
it sure comes in handy. Well, you know me, I have never learned to cook small yet.
No.
So I'm going to just add my onion here. And my green pepper.
Okay.
And again, it says a couple of tablespoons of each, but, certainly add to your liking. I mean, if you like more green pepper, more onion, go ahead and add more stuff. And so now, and it says about approximately 2 cups of cubed cooked ham. So I've already got that in there. And like I said, we're going to just get that cooking here and just let that saute with the onions.
Okay.
And it says to put it in about 1.5 quart casserole, or something like a 2-quart casserole. 2 would be just fine.
Okay.
And then when we make our white sauce, we're going to use milk and a little bit of flour and a little bit of pepper and salt. And then we're going to also add cheese in there too. So,
Perfect.
and then you're going to pour that over there. It does sound something like come out of Mother's kitchen, doesn't it?
It does.
Really, really good. So,
I mean, literally tonight, but
yeah.
it's something that I'm sure that something like this easy to put together and growing up.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and one thing nice too about ham, I mean, this ham, we had a big ham time, and I just cut off some pieces, and I put them in my freezer bags and seal them. And then when I'm going to make a casserole like this, I have a small piece of ham to do in there instead of worrying about, a bigger ham or
Right.
getting something out of the freezer. It works great. So,
Or having to go to the store and buy at regular price.
absolutely. I didn't buy it at full price, apparently. Okay. Well, we're going to let this saute here a little bit and have our vegetables cook. And we're going to just come over here and we're going to start mixing up our peaches and cream cheesecake.
Perfect.
So we can put them both in the oven at about the same time. So I'm going to just turn that down a little bit. And, right away, your ham is, it's juicy. It's got some water in it. And it's going to have a little bit of liquid in there. So that's going to cook up. So we can safely leave that set here.
Okay.
And this should be coming to a boil shortly.
Okay.
And let's come on over here.
All right.
And this is really easy to mix up. We're going to use our mixer again. And we're going to start with 1 egg.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm going to just throw that down the sink. Another little tip I had is from a plumber that throwing eggshells down your garbage disposal, sharpens your blades.
Really?
So, yeah. So there you go.
And this is a certified plumber?
I believe he was. Excuse me. At least I had my egg in the bowl already.
That's right.
Okay, and I just want to get my washcloth here. So then it says 3 tablespoons of softened butter.
Okay.
So we're going to add that in there. Okay. And I'm going to just beat that just a little bit. And then we're going to have a box of vanilla pudding. It's it says the 4.5 cup serving size.
Okay.
You don't want the instant. You want what you're cooking.
Okay.
Vanilla pudding. So we're going to put that in there. Okay, and then we're going to add 3/4 cup of flour. Okay, and half a cup of milk.
Okay, forgot the flour though.
Yep, we have it right there. So put that in here, and we can put the 3/4 cup flour in,
Okay.
and a half a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking powder.
Okay.
You know, not the soda, it's the baking powder. Okay, so I'll put that in there. And then that we're just going to just mix until it's well blended.
Okay.
And then we're going to put it into, and I just use a pie plate.
Okay.
You know, you could certainly, you put it in a square pan or whatever you want.
Okay.
But I like to cut it in the way, just serving it as like a pie.
Okay.
So just lightly spray that. And I just want to get this mixed up a little bit more here.
Now I don't remember actually eating this, but I'm sure I did.
Yeah, you know,
It's just been a while. You just get all these new recipes and you find new favorites, and sometimes you have to go back to
Yeah,
the old ones
right, yeah.
and start pulling
Yeah.
those back out because they were good.
yeah, absolutely. And it's easy to kind of forget about something for a while, but you got to remember you've been out of the house for a while too.
1 or 2 years.
Yes. So, okay, we'll just get that well blended there. It doesn't make a real thick batter.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear my kettle just bubbling over here with my vegetables. I'm going to just take that lid off just a little bit, and we can just stir that up a little bit. Looks like you're wearing some of my batter here.
That happens. Casualties of cooking.
That's right. If you come out clean, you probably didn't do a good job cooking or baking or whatever, so. Just a little bit more till that's nice and smooth.
Okay.
And we want the oven on at 350 for this, and also, you know, the ham casserole is also at 350.
Okay.
So it'll work out again very well. So there, and I'm going to just pour that in here.
So is this the crust that we're doing here?
This is the crust.
Okay.
You know, it's not what you think of your typical cheesecake, you know, like a graham cracker crust.
Okay.
That's right. Okay, well, now, I'm one of our favorite viewers kind of always says, you know, I think you need to have your daughter do more on the cooking show. You just do all the cooking, and she doesn't do a lot. So this is for you, Jack. She is going to arrange these peaches on my cheesecake. Just spread them all around, just evenly.
See, to the viewers, they probably realize that I do know how to cook. It just takes me a little bit longer because I don't have the experience.
Oh,
that you
that's
do.
okay. Now I'm just going to rinse off my beaters here because we're going to mix up our cream cheese. Okay. And we certainly still can use the same bowl that we did that. So just, like I say, arrange that all in there. And what we're going to use is 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese.
Okay.
I'll put that in there. Okay, and we're going to use 1 cup of sugar.
All right.
And the peaches here, they were, you know, a can of peaches, and I drained them. You want to reserve like 2 tablespoons of the peach juice, and we're going to put that in here and beat that in. So we're going to get that blended here. And just get that soft, and then we're going to just put that on top of there.
Okay.
So you can see this is not taking a lot of effort. to make this.
Yeah, obviously, you know,
Yeah, right.
I did it. And
yes, and you did a beautiful job. Jack will be impressed. Okay, we just want to blend that well there. And while that's blending, let's just go over here and stir this for a moment and see how.
now the juice is already starting to cook up.
That's right. It's just so though that'll be nice and tender. And I'm just going to get a fork, and I want to check our vegetables to see how soft those are. Oh, see, it doesn't take long for those to start getting pretty soft. You know, by the time we have this mixed over here, we'll be almost ready to put everything together here.
Okay.
So we have that mixed well. And I tell you, this mixer saves a lot of time. If you're using a hand mixer, you wouldn't be beating, you know, the time that you do with something like this where you don't have to hold it. Plus it, of course, it beats it better and quicker because it has got a lot more power than a hand mixer.
Right.
So now we're going to just take this cream cheese and we're going to put it on top. And we're going to put you don't want it right to the edge.
Okay.
Maybe about an inch away from there.
So
Okay.
is this crust more like, you think of like Coogan?
Yes, you know, very much so. It'll
Okay.
be a little bit like that. Not your traditional, like I said, graham cracker crust or whatever, but excellent. And that does definitely give you a nice topping. You know, you have plenty of filling there. It's not skimping. So. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to take some cinnamon sugar and
Okay.
just mix that and sprinkle it on top. And I always have cinnamon sugar in a container, and I just sprinkle on top to give it a nice coating.
So this kind of put like a shell on top when we're baking it, or we're just using this more for flavor?
Well, it does both,
Okay.
but yet it gives a nice eye appeal too. So
Okay.
you can just, it's probably about 2 tablespoons of what I'm putting on here. So
Okay.
we can actually get this in the oven already,
Okay.
and I will just put that there. And if I'm looking here, I think my oven, I had it on 375, so I want to turn that down. And I believe it's 20 or 25 minutes. Do you want to check the recipe and see what time it asks for?
Well, let me see if I can decipher this. 30 to 35 minutes at 350 degrees.
Okay. Now, let's see. We're going to put that on and get that started. Okay. And you said we'll start about 30 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is already done here, so we're going to turn the burner off.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's cooked up really nice.
Yep. And, oh, yep, those vegetables are getting definitely soft. I will still strain it a little bit here because
Okay.
there is a little bit of water in there. I need to get a colander. It's one nice thing about doing this in my own kitchen. I know where everything is at. And I probably got at least 1 or 2 of everything.
That's not an understatement.
Okay, so just gonna get that in here a little bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring that in, and we're gonna just put this right in here.
Okay.
So the next thing is we're going to make our sauce, and we need our butter first. There, and okay. And as soon as that butter gets melted, we'll put the flour in, and I'll use my little whisk over there.
Okay.
So that'll make a nice, you know,
This is
serving.
going to be a big, I mean, this will serve
Definitely.
quite a few.
You know, definitely, you know, your 6 to 8 servings or whatever. So the butter is melted. We're going to just put the flour in there. And that was 3 tablespoons of flour.
Okay.
And just mix that up in there with the...
And this is primarily like a thickening agent, what we're doing right here? Okay.
And then we'll add the milk. Okay. Get that. And that's 1.5 cups of milk.
Okay.
And then we'll just bring this to a boil. We're going to stir this pretty much constantly so it doesn't burn.
Okay.
And then we're going to add that pepper and salt. I'll have you give you that little. I did combine, when I measured the pepper and salt together, it was like 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and it says 1/8 teaspoon of pepper, but we like a little bit more, so I've got probably almost 1/2 there.
Okay.
So I guess I will just get this going here, and so like that won't take very long. And this actually says that, you know, you're going to bake about 25 to 30 minutes also.
Yes.
And what's nice with everything now, it's all hot. It's not going to take very long.
Right.
It's mainly just baking it and bringing all the flavors together and getting the sauce blended well in there. So that'll be the moment. And then it says about 1 cup of cheese, shredded cheese, we're going to add to this as soon as this.
And this is, I mean, is that we top on top of the casserole before we put in the oven?
We're actually going to melt it in with the our white sauce here, the milk and the flour here. So this is starting to come to a boil, and it'll, you know, start to thicken a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So again, you know, if you start with big enough utensils, kettles, you don't have to make so many dirty.
That's
or
right.
whatever, and like say using the same kettle to make the white sauce as we cooked our vegetables in. Okay. And I'll have you give me the cheese there.
Okay.
And we'll dump that in there. And this is just mild cheddar cheese, but you know, I think if you'd like a little bit more sip, I think that sharp cheddar would really be a nice addition to that too.
You could do either one very nicely.
Yeah. Okay. So that already is melted, so we'll put that there, and I'll get myself a spatula to be able to scrape that in there. And I just have how many in there, but it's finding the one I need. Okay. There, we'll just... And then we're going to top this with the breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Okay. So you can just kind of mix that together and okay.
All right.
See, and that's just, you know, there's plenty of sauce in there to make a nice, you know, when you make scalloped potatoes or something, you like it creamy, you don't like it dry.
Well, and it's a little bit thicker sauce too, so it's just not, it's sticking to the vegetables, which is nice.
Right. Okay, so we'll pour that in our casserole. And you know what I'm going to have you do, Rhonda, is just go ahead and spray that casserole just real lightly. We don't have to do it too much, but... And the breadcrumbs, it just says, you know, soft breadcrumbs. You don't have to, you know, have them dry, or you don't need to be, you know, browning them or anything like that.
Okay.
So.
Meat and potatoes.
Yep.
Doesn't get much better than
Okay,
that.
No. And I dropped a piece of ham here, so let's get that in there. And so we'll just toss those breadcrumbs right on top. And it says about a half a cup, but I took 2 slices of bread and cut it, so I probably have maybe 3/4.
Okay.
But breadcrumbs is always a great topping, and you don't want to skimp on that. So we're going to put that in the oven, and we can put that in right with our cheesecake.
Okay.
And already doesn't that look like a tasty meal?
It looks awesome.
All right, we'll put that
I think it's fit to be on the front of the magazine.
It'll even taste better. Okay, so we're just gonna leave the timer set. It's got 23 minutes yet to go for our cheesecake.
Okay.
And then we'll be back here. We'll get those out, and then the potatoes, our ham casserole, won't take much longer than that.
Perfect.
Okay, well, there's the buzzer again, so let's go check that out. All right, I'm gonna turn that off here. And our cheesecake was done, so I had taken that out as soon as, you know, about 10 minutes ago.
Okay.
So let's check our ham casserole here. Let the heat
right.
come out there. Oh, is that nice and bubbly? Okay.
Smelling delicious.
Okay, that does look really good.
Piping hot.
So you can see that, and you see how nicely the breadcrumbs just kind of toasted just by being in the oven and stuff. So
Perfect.
all right. Well, nothing like coming right hot out of the oven. And again, look at, you know, we have potatoes, carrots, celery in there. So you really have a complete meal just right here.
Yes.
And stuff, so there.
Absolutely.
Now our peaches and cream cheesecake is a little bit too warm yet to cut. So we're going to just show you how delicious it really does look, though.
Well, I mean, that's magazine ready there.
It is.
It is. It is. And so is this. I mean, who wouldn't love these being cooked for them? It's just you're in your mother's kitchen.
Yep, that's right.
Yes. To get these recipes, just go to Consolidated's website, www.ctctel.com. Please submit your recipes for us to cook for you. Again, thank you to the Workshop for being our sponsor, and have a great evening. Thank you.